Oh, right. Awesome. Good morning. How are you on this Tuesday? This Tuesday morning, the June 9th. Let's get right to it. All right. The free energy market is here. The big beautiful bill. What does all that mean, right? The big beautiful bill. And you hear all about all of these changes that are happening that are going to, as Trump puts it, the green energy scam. What is he talking about? What is the green energy scam, and what does that mean in terms of legislation? Well, let's see what's going on. Okay, so green subsidies are cut. Wind solar tax credits are tightened. What does that mean? It's like, oh no, we're going to, the services are cut. Oh no, it's going to be the capitalist male is going to colonialist male and all of that garbage, No. What it means is that if you cannot survive, if your company cannot survive with a slush fund of government money, you're going under, right? If you don't have a business model, if your business model is supported by the real neo-religious ideology that somehow the apocalypse is going to happen because of cow farts, can we get a laugh? All right. You're going under. All right, so what does that mean? This means less policy distortion in the market. There's less religious money in a marketplace. That you gotta live and die by an actual balance sheet, by a profit and loss statement, right? You're not supported by this. These subsidies like carbon, like what exactly in the chart of accounts of a business do you put carbon capture? It's absolutely absurd. So all of that absurdity, all of that religion, all of that money tied to this imaginary apocalypse is gone. And so when the big beautiful bill, when you hear about the big beautiful bill and the green energy scam, that's what's happening. All of the subsidies and all of this government money that was there to support these small-time, ridiculously inefficient, unconsequential, tiny little operations, right? That money's gone. So your business has to survive on a business framework. All right, so that means more price discipline, real performance over ESG scoring. ESG. What does ESG stand for anyway? Equity. I'm not gonna. The acronyms that are coming to mind are. This is a family show. All right, and so what is happening now is it makes this idea of arbitrage, right? You buy a low, sell high, and the home battery, it makes it a viable product because there's an actual reality when it comes to the energy markets. There's no more of this apocalypse distortion, all right? So what happens if you start to use storage, virtual power plants, networked aggregated resources, you get backup resilience, peak shaving, load flexibility, trading optionality. And so what we're seeing is a new model emerge. We're seeing a new model emerge that is replacing this sort of woo-woo, church-like fantasy world in which cow farts are going to destroy the earth, and all of the billions and billions of dollars that were supporting this anthropogenic model of the world ending. Okay, so once you strip that out of the marketplace, once you strip that hundreds of billions of dollars that was actually freezing and preventing actual actual reform, sustainability reform, where you're integrating oil, coal, solar, wind, nuclear into an aggregated, distributed resource, that was stunted because there was no reality in the energy marketplace. All right, and so let's just, let's just stop talking about abstract concepts, and let's see what that would look like just in reality. That would look like something like this, right? You've got a home backup system that has software, proprietary software, that buys energy when it's cheap, stores it in the computer, and then sells it back to the grid during peak hours. Okay, so it's storing during the night, selling during the day, and that arbitrage creates a savings as far as pricing is concerned for the consumer, and that lower price, right? That lower aggregate price is what keeps people subscribed. So it's a subscription model, just like you see with cell phones, right? They give you the cell phone, and the subscription model pays the bill. So in this type of what's emerging is this business model where they give you the battery at no cost, right, for a service contract. And we're beginning to see that happening. We're at the very super early stages of this happening, and it's only made possible because of this deregulation. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You're when the blackout happens, right, and everyone else is living in darkness, your backup battery is thrown a party. And this is happening right now, and this is being rolled out in Chicago as we speak, like today. All right, and so, like, what does this look like in terms of numbers, in terms of trends? All right, for years, the keyword search home battery was just nowhere. It just didn't exist, And then all of a sudden, what we see is it breaks out in March. In March of 2025, where is it? Somewhere here. 2026, and then it peaks in April, just a couple of months ago. So this is how all S-curves look, from solar, from cell phones to computers to Bitcoin. You name the new thing, this is the template of what a breakout looks like, of what a new regime looks like as far as trending is concerned and as far as numbers are concerned. And so like I just mentioned, right? So in the nerd era, when like home batteries were just for nerds, and there's all these subsidies, and there's all like hippies, and your own personal solar panel, right? The cost is massive, right? There's a huge upfront cost to getting this whole thing set up. So when you're talking about the shared energy resource, there's zero upfront costs, right? And so when you're talking about a home-built system where you're capturing energy on your own, right? Pure hardware transactions. You're the one setting it up. You're the one maintaining it. When you're talking about the service model, it's off-site. You're not maintaining the solar farm. You're not cleaning the bird crap off of the screens, right? You're just benefiting from the two-way model where you're buying energy when energy, you're storing energy when it's cheap, you're selling it back to the grid when it's expensive, and that's what keeps prices stable and keeps things low, right? So in the rich nerd era, the friction was very high. When you talk about the mainstream era, the model that's being proposed now, it's like almost zero. So we've seen this exact model before with rooftop solar and smartphones to shift the cost to the contract, and the adoption explodes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Shift the model to the contract, and the model explodes. That's where we are. So I created a little video describing this is not financial advice. Don't listen to me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. So this is just my view on it and everything, my personal opinion. Don't follow me. Don't listen to what I say. All right. That's my disclaimer. Here we go.
I'd rather be early and wrong than late and pretending I didn't see it. Let's dive straight into a massive shift hitting the home energy market. Ever wonder what it literally looks like in the data when a niche gadget suddenly goes mainstream? Well, check this out. From 2021 to early 2025, search interest for home batteries did absolutely nothing. It just flatlined on Google's index, a totally boring flat band between 9 and 13, month after month. This stagnant baseline is exactly what you'd expect for a super niche, geek-only tech topic, right? But then, boom, June 2025, the index suddenly steps up to 15. The curve is finally moving, and the climb accelerates fast. It hits 25 in November, pushing to 41 by March. Then a full-scale massive spike. By April 2026, it hits the maximum index of 100. Just crazy. As our source notes, that's absolutely not noise. That's a regime change. The new floor is permanently higher. In data nerd terms, this is a structural break, a sudden, massive shift in the whole pattern. Years of flat data followed by a sudden spike? Welcome to the front end of an S-curve. The whole narrative is shifting away from just Tesla only to real multi-brand comparison shopping. I mean, look at these numbers. Competitors like Franklin and Anchor are seeing explosive 1,000% growth. The crucial point here is the shift in intent. We've moved from gadgets to literally surviving grid outages. Surging searches for things like whole home backup prove resilience is really hitting the mainstream psyche. There's even a staggering 900% surge for the exact phrase home battery backup without solar. So, what's the actual catalyst driving this massive mainstream adoption? Why right now? It's all about business model unlocks. New financing structures are completely removing that huge upfront cost friction. Take Think Energy. They offer zero upfront installs for backup power, trading initial cost for a 15-year contract. Just like early smartphones, this shifts the tech from rich nerds straight to everyday mainstream adoption. To sum up this explainer, we've got a massive data breakout, surging outage queries, and zero CapEx financing. Our source totally nails it. I'd rather be early and wrong than late and pretending I didn't see it. So when this S-curve goes truly vertical, are you going to be ready for the new home standard?
All right, I think that deserves a boom. Question is, you going to be early? Are you going to be late? This is not a tech geek, a tech geek niche thing anymore. We are at the dawn of a new golden age when it comes into energy. Free market energy. No more green subsidies. You've got less policy distortion in the market. All right, so things are more predictable. You don't have the government sticking its stinky fingers where it shouldn't be. And so now this idea of distributed resources is viable. It's not just viable, it's being rolled out and it's happening. And there's ways that you can be a part of it, right? There's ways that you can cash in personally, right? And so this is not a couple of hippies on a solar farm providing, electricity. There is literally $1 trillion in private investment companies that have $1 trillion under management, right? Altogether, this is a huge, 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 huge initiative, and it's happening with the four, right? And why don't you hear about it? Why don't you hear about it? Because big money capitalism is like a river. The deeper it is, the less noise it makes, right? If you're nobody, you're always going, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Big money walks the walk and talks the talk. Doesn't need to say a whole lot because it's making its moves as it sees fit. All right. So, you know who I am. I'm the unofficial king of LinkedIn Live. Oh, wait, do we have a 20-second nightmare shameless self-promotion clip? I think we do.
Unofficial king of LinkedIn Live. And on the replay ride, yeah. Hit that follow, keep that streak alive.
All right, so you heard it here first. I gotta get faster in my claps, man. Come on. Okay, so contact me if you want to understand more. If you want to get in, the time is now. This is like Bitcoin before somebody bought the first piece of with Bitcoin. Well, right here, people. We are right here. All right. So if this doesn't excite you, don't bother contacting me. But this excites you, right? If you understand what this is, for years, the keyword search home battery didn't happen, right? Now, after the big beautiful bill, they're rolling it out like crazy. Chicago is ground zero, right? And the opportunity to get in now is just so sexy and just so exciting. It's hard to describe how cool it is. All right, so contact me, info@liamgalegas.com, and I'm building a team to get this party started. You know what I'm talking about. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be hitting it live every day until this team is built, until we're satisfied that the word has saturated through the blogosphere, the webosphere. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Au revoir.